A preliminary hearing is a hearing that a defendant is entitled to under the laws of the state of Georgia, whereby the court is presented with information, evidence that provides probable cause for the instant offense in which a defendant is charged with. A defendant can waive a preliminary hearing, or they can move forward with that hearing with or without the assistance of an attorney. And particularly what happens in a preliminary hearing is that witnesses are called. Perhaps a witness may be a victim, an officer, or a witness. And during that hearing, all facts through testimony evidence are taken into account and considered by the judge when determining whether or not probable cause exists for a given set of offenses. Also, it is the court's responsibility to examine the facts of a case during that hearing to determine whether or not additional charges are allowed or appropriate. For example, an individual may be charged with discharge of a firearm. Well, that discharge of a firearm may turn on facts that show that the defendant was a convicted felon. And it wasn't a discharge of the firearm in the air. However, it was a discharge of the firearm during while the individual was pointing the gun down the street, which turns into aggravated assault, attempted murder. So during a preliminary hearing, you not only have the responsibility as a court and a judge to go over the facts, but to determine whether or not those appropriate charges or more charges are within the terms of the accusation or offenses charged against the defendant. Again, victims have the right to testify, to provide information, and as well to explain to the court their uneasiness about the defendant being on bond if they were given bond. The victim and the city, the state can also request stay away orders from the location, from the individual, and from a community. And these are pretty much some of the things that happen in the preliminary hearing, not only in the Municipal Court of Atlanta, but all courts within this great state of Georgia and throughout the United States in this great democracy.